What do you think? Is this for an infant? Like a newborn probably with
Well, I know nothing about it.
Hi guys, okay, so today's video is going to be an update of where I am on my cycle and a juicing video that people requested for me to do. But before that, I'm going to be doing, just to let you know where I am on my cycle. Currently I am on cycle day 21. Now, fertility friends said I ovulated on cycle day 16 because I did have a temperature spike or whatever, but I did not believe that. Just because I usually ovulate day cycle 20 to 25, and I didn't get any positive OPKs, and my CM wasn't usually how it is, and I just didn't feel crampy, and usually around ovulation I do get crampy, so I just really did not think I ovulated. And it comes out to be that I didn't ovulate, that fertility friend was wrong, that ovulation is still not detected. So for my cycle, I have little notes right here, you guys. For cycle day 18, my temperature was 97.51, which I think I mentioned in my last video. My CP was high, soft, and open, and I started, oh no, never mind. And then cycle day 19, my temperature went down to 79.21, and I had egg white CM, which I usually don't get, so I was happy with that. And my CP was high, soft, and open, and that night on cycle day 19, I had a slight headache, and that was the day, if you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, that I posted a picture of my OPK, that it was starting to, the test line was starting to get a little bit darker, not positive, but it was starting to, look like it will be positive soon. And that's usually what happens with me. I don't just one day it's positive. It usually gradually gets darker, and then I will get the positive. Cycle day 20, my temperature was 97.24. I had watery CM. My CP was high, soft, and open, and I was crampy. And then today I was also crampy on cycle day 19. And then cycle day 20 I was crampy, and then today, which is cycle day 21, my temperature was 97.26. I had watery CM, my CP was high, soft, and open, and again today I was very crampy. For the OPKs, which I have them right here, and it's not like horrible take like last month. So if you can see, I hope you can. It says cycle 5, and you can tell it says the month because this month I'm getting positive. And you like my little spermy guys? Yeah. I was bored. Okay, so all these are obviously negative. And then if you get down here, cycle day 19, this is the one where it started to get a little bit darker, the test line. This is cycle day 19 too. I tested like 3 times on cycle day 19. Cycle day 19. And then cycle day 20, which is clearly a positive, which I posted on Instagram and Facebook. So you can see there, and that's my little positive smiley face. So that was yesterday. And then this is, again, last night, which was still positive, and then this was today, which is, I would consider a negative. Well, it is a negative, because it's just not as dark. And the one reason I was like, oh, I ovulated on cycle day 16, which I was kind of bummed about because we did baby dance the day before, yeah, but just not like the timing that I wanted, which is if I'm ovulating yesterday or today, we baby dance perfect timing. And we're going to baby dance tonight, so I baby danced, we'll say tonight, last night, the night before, and then not the day before, but the day before. So the timing this cycle is perfect. Like, I'm very I'm very happy that I didn't ovulate on the 16th, just because baby dancing wasn't timed perfectly because I wasn't thinking I was ovulating at that time. So yeah, I'm really that ovulation's probably yesterday or today. So our timing was perfect this month, and like I said, we're getting pregnant this month, and that's just how it is, and I'm going to stay as optimistic as possible. But that's all I really, oh yeah, and sorry you guys, cycle day 21, cycle day 21, was irritable, and I had a slight headache. So those are usually my signs that ovulation is happening or it's coming. But for my juicing video, lots of people if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you saw that I Instagrammed a picture of the juice that I usually drink. And that's called the Mean Green. And that, if you've ever seen the movie Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, it's a documentary, on just juicing and everything like that. It's a really good documentary. I'm sure you can find it online. I've watched it on Netflix. And it's really like inspiring. And the people, they have skin problems, skin conditions, headaches, breakouts, and like juicing, so, like how they were juicing with like a big cleanse, they totally like lost so much weight. If you're looking to lose weight, they lost so much weight, they cleared their skin problems, they got rid of their headaches and migraines and stuff. And I've definitely noticed that since eating healthier and juicing, that have had so many less migraines than I used to. And I definitely think it's change in diet also, and because I'm juicing. Now in the juice, it is, because I'm not going to show you all like the preparation of what I juice, because it just takes not forever, but it takes a while to peel everything, cut it. So what I juice is, it's 6 kale leaves. You can do like 4 to 6. 6 kale leaves, 4 stalks of celery, 2 Granny Smith apples, half a lemon, but I put a whole lemon in, 1 cucumber, and a piece of ginger root. And the ginger root, it's like a thumb size, but the more ginger and kale are really strong. So the more, if you're just starting off juicing, I don't recommend juicing 6 kale leaves because it is very like potent. I would say maybe start with like 3 and then work your way up. For ginger, the more ginger you put in, the spicier it's going to be. I like my juice pretty spicy, so I put a little bit more in. Rob doesn't really like it that spicy, so we'll debate how much we're going to put in. But how much I make it is plenty for both me and Rob. And I don't recommend letting it sit. It says they say you can let it sit for like 24 hours, like in a sealed container, but I drink it right away, just because as soon as you start letting it sit, it starts oxidizing and you're losing some of the nutrients. So I definitely just drink it right away. And the best way to drink it is on an empty stomach, just because when you're drinking and you're hungry, your body will absorb all the nutrients very quickly. So it's best to juice on an empty stomach. And for fruit juices, I don't really juice fruit just because, number one, it's really sugary. And to me, I rather just eat that as a snack for like lunch, take it to work, and have that as a snack and I've heard, and I've like watched a lot of like juicing videos and stuff. Some people say not to mix fruits and vegetables, and I do not do that. The only thing I mix is an apple because it neutralizes with the vegetables. When you mix certain fruits and vegetables together, you actually can hurt your digestive system. So I just don't. The only thing I juice with vegetables are apples. But I know there's like a lot of recipes and that you can find like online, and it definitely is a really good way to just feel healthy. And because you would never eat all those vegetables in a day, like in a week, if I didn't juice. Like how much I drink it, it's crazy healthy for you, and it really just makes you like feel good. If you've never juiced before, be prepared to not like the Mean Green. It's definitely, I would say, start off with some things you don't mind instead of jumping right into the kale, because kale is very, very strong. So maybe start juicing like things that you kind of like, and then move on to like the harder vegetables. But yeah, when I first drank this, at first I was like, ooh, it's not bad, but I don't know if I can like drink it all the time. But then you start to crave it because it's so good for you, and it just makes you feel really good, and I actually really like the taste now. So I recommend you probably doing this if you're not really doing it for a cleanse and just to, like, you know, stay healthy. It can get expensive. I would probably do it I do it like every other day, every 2 days, just because it does get very expensive. And I also recommend you getting organic fruits and vegetables when doing this. If I don't have them in the house, then I usually peel whatever is not organic. When you're juicing, juice the kale first, just because it is a harder vegetable for a juicer to, you know, juice. Juice that first, and that way when you juice a cucumber afterwards, I recommend juicing a cucumber afterwards just because it's very watery. It can make sure all the kale gets through into your juice and none of it's wasted. But alright guys, I feel like I'm babbling on about this. Rob's gonna actually video me juicing so you guys can see in like a better angle, because if I try to mount my camera, it's just gonna be ridiculous and you're not gonna be able to see me. So yeah, I'm gonna try to have you see it, you know, watch me juice as best as possible, and stay tuned to watch the juicing part. Bye. Okay guys, so Rob's just gonna record me while I show you guys, you know, exactly how I juice, and this is all of the stuff that I juice for the mean green, and that's Maddie crying in the background. It's already cut, washed, and everything. So yeah, I recommend you getting organic fruits and vegetables, and if you can't get it, then I either wash it really good or just peel it. Like the cucumbers, I just peeled it. Obviously, it's better for you if it's organic and you don't have to peel it. I just feel more comfortable peeling it if it's not organic. So then we use the Breville. We got this for an engagement present. Well, no, not engagement present, a wedding present. And before this, we had the Hamilton Beach one, which it was okay. It definitely made the juice thick and like kind of foamy. And the Breville definitely makes it like a regular juice liquid. It's really easy to get down, as the Hamilton Beach, you didn't really want to finish it because it was so thick at the bottom. So this is definitely, you know, an investment. It's really nice to have because you don't have to like push this thing down to like get all the stuff done. And it does really juice kale really well, which a lot of juicers aren't good at juicing harder vegetables like kale. Okay, so for this, all I'm gonna do is, oh, actually, I'm sorry. For an easier cleanup, I don't know if you can do this on all juicers, but you can do it with the Breville. I don't know if you could do it with the Hamilton Beach one, but what we do is we just put a shopping, you know, whatever, shopping bag inside like this, and it just makes for a way easier cleanup. You don't have to, it's just one less thing that you have to wash, and you just slip it right under. And the prepping probably took me about like 5 minutes to do. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on, and I recommend, it's going to be kind of loud, but I recommend you juicing the kale first, just because after the kale, I'm going to juice the cucumber, and since cucumbers are really watery, it just will make the kale go down a lot easier. Stop making me smile.
How do you say it again?
The kale?
No, the other thing.
Juice?
No, the other thing.
What? It go down smooth?
Cucumber?
Cucumber? Yeah, just the cucumber, you know, makes all the kale juice go down to the bottom a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to put this on, and this one has levels. The Hamilton Beach doesn't. You just turn it on. This one, and this is probably about 200 and something, but it's, trust me, it's expensive, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you have a Bed Bath & Beyond around you. You can use the 20% off coupon that they usually have. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on. And this is on setting 1, and obviously, if you want to see what settings you need to put it on. I'm going to do a hard vegetable first, so I'm going to put it all the way up to 5. And I know it's really loud. So I'm going to use the kale first. Put it in. And this one, like, you barely have to push it, but the Hamilton Beach one, you really have to push it down. But this one is really good. Okay. the juice getting. I put it down. As you can see, it's really easy to get this down. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the cucumber. For kale, I recommend you doing, well, we do 5 to 6 leaves, but for starting, I would say start at 3 just because it is really strong. And then that's 1 cucumber. The next thing we're going to put in is celery. We're putting 4 stalks of celery in. And I can honestly put all 4 of them in. It's fine. And the next thing is 2 Granny Smith apples. And you can use whatever apple, but I like the Granny Smith one is what it's called for, just because they're kind of sour, so it does have like a good taste to the drink. I'm going to put in is a lemon. It calls for half a lemon, but we like to do a full lemon. Okay, and the last thing we put in is ginger. And ginger's really strong, so the more ginger you put in, the spicier it will be. And I like it spicy. And that's it. Okay, and then when it's all off, and after I'm just going to mix it up first. And then what's nice about this one is because this comes with a lid, and all you do is you put it on just like that, and it makes it where it's not so much frost on the top. It makes it really a lot smoother. And you can see it's so smooth like regular juice, whereas the Hamilton Beach one is definitely a lot thicker and you kind of don't want to finish it. Okay, so this is how it turns out. It definitely makes enough for 2 people, and at first you might not like it at first, but then after your taste gets used to it, you definitely will fall in love with it. And if you let this sit even for like probably like 5 minutes, you can tell it starts to separate. So you have to like mix it up if you let it sit a little bit, but I recommend you just drinking it. And then for cleanup, I just pull this off. All this gets thrown away, so it's all in this bag, and this is where all the peel and everything goes. And people get confused with juicing and like a NutriBullet. This doesn't. The point of juicing is it takes all the fibers out, and a blender doesn't. So this gives your digestive system a break, and your digestive system doesn't have to work so hard to digest the juice. Whereas a NutriBullet, you're taking in all the fibers. And then you just unplug it. This will get washed, and it's really easy. I mean, just put it in there, and I just will wash that afterwards. And it just comes apart like that. Alright, Rob, here you go. And I wish you guys could taste this because it honestly is so good. Alright, well, thumbs up this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And leave a comment down below if you're going to try to juice or if you've never had and you're going to start. And like I said, this one is expensive, but it definitely is worth it. The Hamilton Beach one and like the cheaper versions, they're good for just starting out, but I definitely recommend a better juicer. I think you're just going to enjoy juicing a lot better, and they're way easier to get down, especially if you're not used to juicing at first. Alright guys, well I hope you liked this video. See you next time. Bye!